Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, dear friends, today we are talking about future of mobility. And it's one of the most important topics now at the World Government Summit in Dubai. Montenegro is strategically located in Europe. We are at the heart of Europe, at the center of Europe. However, we are a fly-in destination. We are not very well connected with the road, with the railway infrastructure, with the rest of Europe. So we utilize airports. We are almost like an island nation. So for us, until now, it was very important to have airports and airlines very well developed. However, for the future, what we want to do is we want to connect with the rest of Europe, with the Middle East, with Turkey, with other players from the whole region, and we want to develop some other means of transportation that we didn't have until now as developed. So I'm talking about highways, I'm talking about railways. In next 8 years, we'll be investing around 10 billion euros, or around $11 billion, building the infrastructure of Montenegro. The infrastructure of Montenegro, especially highways, are very important, and I'll explain why. Because in Europe, we do have a public transportation that is operating very well. I think way better than in the United States, for example. But at the same time, in the Western world, still people like decentralized traveling. Even if we electrify, even if we have electric cars, even if we have all of these perks that we are adopting as we speak, eventually we will still have decentralized way of movement and decentralized mobility. And Montenegro is getting ready for that. I'm talking about highways versus the railways, because this is something that is a big question mark that people usually ask. Do you develop the railway or do you develop the highways? In Asia, we see that, especially East Asia, the railways and the public transportation has taken precedence. And it was something that is, when you talk to Japan, Japan was taking Shinkansen, for example, in the 60s and the 70s. Bullet train is a famous innovation that happened back then. But in Europe, I think apart from having the centralized or the public transportation, it's very important to build the infrastructure for decentralized mobility. So that's why we are still very focused on highways, but we need to build highways that are for the new generation. So the highways that will have electrical infrastructure, they will have electrified basically, they will be interconnected with the smart city, they would have with the smart cities that we are already developing, that would have a proper cable, Wi-Fi and other infrastructure together developed, gas as well, etc., etc. So these are the new trends that we see in Montenegro. Apart from the highways in Europe, we are also focusing on railways, and the railways are a means of travel that is very popular, especially with the young generation. And this is something that we will also work very hard in the future. Okay, I see the time is up, but thank you very much for the attention. Thank you.